Do you ever find yourself in the midst of a battle you didn't choose? Do you sometimes feel like life is throwing things at you that you didn't anticipate or cause? I want you to know that you are not alone. Life can be tough, and there will be seasons where we suffer and experience real pain. But here's the thing, it's not about what's happening around you. It's always about what's happening inside of you. And it's worth fighting for. It's worth believing in. It's worth giving yourself a chance. I know there are problems that we go through that cause stress, worry, anxiety, and fear. But I want to encourage you, just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you have to be afraid. Just because you feel discouraged doesn't mean you have to be discouraged. Just because you have fear doesn't mean fear has to have you. The words that come out of your mouth are incredibly powerful. They shape your reality and your future. So when you feel like you're speaking a death sentence over your life, I want you to stop and speak a life sentence instead. Even if it feels like you're barely hanging on, just keep showing up. Keep getting back up. Remember that skill and quickness can only take you so far. What you really need is mental toughness, perseverance, and a belief in yourself. Pain is not permanent, and you are bigger than your pain. You are better than that. This might not be the first time you've cried, or felt hurt, or faced a difficult diagnosis. But I promise you, this too shall pass. You will get through this. You will work through your pain, and you will come out the other side stronger than ever before. So don't give up. Keep showing up, even when it feels like you have nothing left to give. Hassel's life is just showing up, and if you can work through your pain, I guarantee there is a reward waiting for you on the other side. You have everything you need to overcome this battle that has chosen you. You can do it. So go out there, prove everyone who tried to break you or stop you wrong, and show the world just what you're made of. Have you heard the wise words of Buddha? He said, "Before you speak, let your words pass through 3 gates. Is it valuable? Is it necessary? And is it making any difference?" If you understand this, then you know when, where, and how much to speak. The power of speech is immeasurable, and if you know how to use it effectively, you can change the world. But words can also be like weapons, and if you have no control over your speaking, you can put yourself in trouble. But there is a way to be successful and powerful, and that is by knowing when to speak and how much to speak. And it's not just about staying silent, it's about speaking only when it is necessary or valuable. Silence is not the absence of words, but the presence of focus. It builds laser focus, and with focus, you can achieve anything you desire. Silence can also make your opponent confused, just like the greatest warrior Sun Tzu said. He defeated thousands of his enemies with his power of silence. When you stay silent, it makes your enemies perplexed, and they start thinking about you and your plan. This is how you can keep your plans secret and take advantage of the silence. Silence also gets people's attention. When you speak only what is valuable, people will listen to you, value you, and remember you. It builds trust, which is essential in developing effective relationships and connecting with successful people. And when it comes to negotiating, silence can be your greatest weapon. Let the other person wonder what you are thinking, and in their discomfort, they will reveal information that helps you to have the upper hand moving forward in the conversation. Finally, silence builds strength. We are afraid of silence because we equate it with insignificance. But when we embrace silence and use it to focus on our goals, we become stronger and more powerful. So, let's take Buddha's wise words to heart and use the power of speech wisely. Remember, a spoken word never comes back, just like a spent arrow never comes back. Use your words wisely, and you can change the world. Are you ready to get pumped up? How many of you have set a fitness goal for yourself this year? How many of you have been consistent with your workout routine? And how many of you have already given up on your goals? It's okay if you fall into the last category. We all have moments of weakness and self-doubt, but that's why we're here today, to push ourselves to be better, to be stronger, and to overcome any obstacles that come our way. So, let's begin by warming up our bodies with some stretches. Stand up and reach for the sky. Stretch those arms, legs, and back. Feel the blood flowing and the muscles awakening. Now that we're warmed up, let's talk about the importance of having a clear vision of our goals. Visualize yourself achieving your goals. Imagine how you will look and feel when you've reached your target weight, your desired level of fitness, or your athletic performance goal. What's your motivation? Is it to look good in a bikini or to be able to run a marathon? Is it to set an example for your kids or to improve your mental health? Whatever it is, keep it in mind and let it drive you. Next, let's talk about the power of habits. Habits are the foundation of our daily routines and ultimately determine our success. It's not enough to work out once in a while or when we feel like it. We need to make it a habit, a part of our daily lives. So, let me ask you, what habits are you building to support your fitness goals? Are you waking up early to hit the gym or doing a quick workout before you go to bed? Are you meal prepping your food for the week or carrying healthy snacks with you to work? Now, let's move on to the importance of consistency. Consistency is key to achieving any goal. It's not enough to work out hard for a week and then give up. We need to keep going, even when we don't feel like it. What keeps you going? How do you stay motivated when you hit a plateau or when you face setbacks? Remember that progress takes time, and every small step counts. Celebrate your wins and learn from your failures. Now, for the secret I promised you earlier. The secret to staying motivated and consistent is to find a workout buddy or a support group. Having someone to hold you accountable and to share your journey with makes all the difference. So, my challenge to you is to find a workout buddy or a support group today. It could be a friend, a family member, or a coworker. Join a fitness class or a sports team. Connect with like-minded people who share your goals and values. In conclusion, fitness is not just about looking good or performing well. It's about taking care of our bodies, our minds, and our souls. It's about challenging ourselves, pushing our limits, and realizing our full potential. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this motivational speech helpful and inspiring. Remember to keep pushing yourself and to never give up on your goals. Have a great workout, everyone. How many of you can honestly look yourself in the mirror and say, I am doing my best? Because if you can, you're lying to yourself. Yes, that's right. You need to push yourself harder. Go beyond your limits and give your best every single day. Your job right now and how you execute that job is going to create the success habits that you're going to need down the road. Remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Whether it's making fries or sweeping the warehouse floor, you need to do it with excellence and do it better than anyone else. Losers always talk about how they hate to lose, but they don't do anything about it. Winners, on the other hand, do whatever it takes to succeed. They show up and stay late every day until they are winning. They talk to anybody that can help them and take the lessons to heart and put them into play. Winners have pride in being dominant amongst their teammates. They have the passion and the grin that separates them from the rest. You want to know what it takes to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. It's hard work, determination, and grit. You will not outwork me because I will get up earlier than you. I will go to sleep later than you, and I will put in more hours than you. I will read more than you. I will grow more than you, and I will do whatever it takes to separate myself from everybody else. If you want to be the best, you need to have more heart than me, work harder than me, and sacrifice more than me. You need to be willing to make any sacrifice, go through any pain, and suffer through whatever it takes to be the best. You cannot give up. You cannot give in. You cannot retreat. You need to climb every mountain, cross every obstacle, and push through the pain. Remember, greatness is within you, and you have what it takes to achieve it. You just need to pull it out, climb to the top, and be the apex. You need to understand that nobody ever said it would be easy, but the end result is worth it. You are capable of achieving greatness, and it's time to unleash your full potential. So, my friends, what are you waiting for? It's time to go out there and give it your all. You have what it takes to succeed. and nothing can stop you if you believe in yourself and work harder than anyone else. It's time to climb to the top and be the best. Success is not just about dreaming big and talking about your ambitions. It's about the consistent hard work, sweat, and grin that you put in and day out. You have to be willing to do the things that you hate to do to get to where you want to be. It's about showing up every single day and giving it your all, no matter what life throws at you. The reality is that those who win big, who have the Ferraris, the big houses, and the swimming pools, do 4 things right. They sleep, sweat, grind, and repeat. They don't give up. They don't quit. They hunt. They are willing to work in places that people don't see, to go through the mud of life to get to the higher ground. To be a champion, you need to be process-driven, not feelings-driven. You have to be willing to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, whether you feel like it or not, and murder every opportunity that comes your way. You have to be willing to climb that doggone mountain, enjoy the grind, and stop only when you're done, not when you're tired. Remember, there is always someone out there who wants what you have, who wants the job, the position, or the spouse that you have. Use that as motivation to keep grinding, to keep pushing yourself to be better every single day. It's your responsibility to show up to the Coliseum of life and prepare for battle. So, when you wake up every morning, you have 2 options. You can hit the snooze button and go back to bed, or you can kick that clock and go pursue your dreams. Don't act like you're going to live forever, because we're all going to die. Take advantage of every opportunity, and don't let anything else distract you from your goal. In the end, it's about leaving a legacy that you can be proud of, a legacy that means something, backed up with action. That's what champions do. They back up their words with action. So, keep grinding, keep pushing yourself, and never give up. Motivation is a tricky thing, isn't it? Most people think that it's a permanent fix, that it's something that should always be constant. But the truth is, nothing is permanent. And you have to learn to perform without motivation, without purpose, without a lot of things. That's where people fail. But here's the thing. You have to learn to train your mind well beyond motivation. If you have motivation, that's great. It's like a little spark that can ignite the fire. But motivation isn't everything. You have to learn to exist without it. You have to learn to be your best self even when you're feeling your least motivated. And that's where discipline comes in. Jacob said it best. Discipline eats motivation for breakfast. But discipline isn't everything either. Without a clear headspace, there's no discipline. You can have all the discipline in the world, but if your brain is crowded and cluttered, it's not going to work. That's why it's important to do the self-work. Reflect on yourself as an individual. Consider therapy or mental zones. Whatever it takes to organize your mind and compartmentalize everything in a nice, organized way. It's like having a nice, organized garage. You know where everything is. You can find everything you need without any trouble. And that's where consistency comes in. You may have discipline sometimes, but you need to have consistency all the time. And that requires an organized mind. If your life isn't organized, if everything around you is chaotic, it only takes one little piece of outside interference to throw your whole mind off balance. So, what do you think most people get wrong about motivation? They think it's a permanent fix. They think it's something that should always be constant. But the truth is, nothing is permanent. And that's okay. You have to learn to perform without motivation. But with discipline, consistency, and a clear headspace, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. So, don't give up. Keep pushing yourself. And always remember, nothing is permanent, but with the right mindset, anything is possible. Have you ever stopped to think about the purpose of life? Why have we been given the gift of existence? It's a question that has puzzled humanity for centuries, and everyone seems to have a different answer. But for me, I believe that we are here to struggle and to learn. Some people may argue that the purpose of life is to be happy, but I don't think that's true. Happiness is a fleeting emotion that can come and go in an instant. It's not something that we should be striving for all the time. Instead, I believe that we are here to do important things, things that are difficult and require us to push ourselves to our limits. It's through struggle that we find purpose. We learn the most when we are faced with challenges and obstacles that we must overcome. We become stronger and more resilient through our struggles, and we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. And yes, there will be pain and frustration along the way, but that's all part of the process. Going through tough times and coming out the other side is one of the most fantastic things about being human. Once you understand what life is really about, there's no emotion that isn't enjoyable. Even heartbreak can be a valuable experience because it helps us grow and learn. So, what is the purpose of life? I believe that it's to struggle, to endure pain, and to see just how hard we are to kill. It's about conquering challenges and achieving greatness. Look at history, and you'll see that the greatest conquerors of all time woke up every day and said, "Give me this. I want all of it." That's the purpose of life, to go out and conquer. Now, I'm not saying that life is all about struggle and pain. Of course, we should find moments of joy and happiness along the way. But it's important to remember that those moments are fleeting, and they shouldn't be our sole focus. We should be focused on doing important things, things that will make a difference in the world. Ultimately, if you want to feel content and happy inside yourself, you need to live true to your values and your beliefs. Don't chase after societal paradigms of happiness. Instead, focus on being a good person and doing good things in the world. If you do that, you'll find that happiness comes naturally. So, let's embrace the struggles and challenges of life. Let's learn from them, grow from them, and use them to become the best versions of ourselves. Because at the end of the day, that's what the purpose of life is all about: becoming the best possible version of ourselves and making a positive impact on the world. I know it sounds cliché, but it's true. The only thing holding you back is yourself. You have to believe in yourself and your abilities, and you have to be willing to put in the work. There will be obstacles along the way, but you can overcome them. You can do anything you set your mind to. Now, I want to ask you a question. What is your biggest goal? What is it that you want more than anything? Take a moment to think about it. Write it down if you have to. Now, ask yourself this. What are you doing right now to make that goal a reality? If the answer is nothing, then you need to start taking action. The first step towards achieving your goals is to have a plan. Break your goal down into smaller, manageable steps. Figure out what you need to do in order to get closer to your goal, and start taking action. It doesn't matter how small the steps are, as long as you're moving forward. The second step is to stay motivated. Motivation is key when it comes to achieving your goals. You have to keep pushing yourself, even when things get tough. Remember why you started in the first place, and keep that vision in your mind. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and support you. Now, here's the secret tip that I promised you. Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is not the end. It's just a part of the journey. Every successful person has failed at some point, and that's okay. It's how you react to failure that matters. You can either let it defeat you, or you can learn from it and use it to become stronger. In conclusion, I want to leave you with this. You are capable of achieving anything you want in life. Believe in yourself, make a plan, stay motivated, and don't be afraid to fail. Remember that the only thing standing between you and your goals is you. Now go out there and make it happen. I want to start by asking you a question. Have you ever felt like you're living your life based on what other people think? It's a common fear, and it can hold us back from trying new things and pursuing our dreams. But why do we let other people control us like this? The truth is, there are a lot of negative people in this world who are afraid to try new things, and they want to bring others down with them. We can't let their fear hold us back. We need to take an inventory of ourselves and our lives, and be honest about whether we're truly ready to make a change. But it's not just about making a change, it's about going all out every day. You have to be a hard worker to gain respect and make progress towards your goals. And speaking of progress, I have a secret tip for you at the end of this video that will help you achieve your goals faster. Now, back to the speech. It's important to remember that the challenges we face are just chapters in our book, not the whole story. We can't let a difficult chapter define the rest of our lives. We have to push through the discomfort and the hunger, like a lion, and not bow down to anyone. Most dreams never come true because they're brutally difficult, but we have to go all out every day and create momentum towards our goals. It's about fortifying our willpower and being about what we claim to be. We have to ask ourselves, why can't we accomplish more right now? And then go out and do it. So, the secret tip I promised you is this: focus on one day at a time. Wake up every day and do everything you can to make that day a win. And then wake up the next day and do the same thing. It's about creating momentum and going all out every day. Are you ready to shock the world? Are you ready to be the person who refuses to stay where they are? The athlete, the administrator, the nurse, the doctor, the student, the communicator, the pioneer, the inventor, the entrepreneur, the preacher, the person who knows they have more to offer and is willing to do what it takes to fulfill their destiny. In a world of business, distraction, and noise, sometimes the only way to truly change is to disappear. To take a break from just about everything and focus on yourself. Everybody wants the next level, the relationship, the higher quality of living, but nobody wants to eliminate distractions. Nobody wants to disappear for a few months and focus on just themselves. But what if you could shut out every distraction? What if you could shut up the world for just a season and focus on you? Can you unplug for just a moment and focus on what matters? Why are you here? What is your destiny? The reason why you haven't manifested your destiny, the reason why you are frustrated, is because you have not been willing to forsake all that you've been called to forsake and to follow through behind closed doors. It's time to get real, to get raw, to look ourselves in the mirror and come to the resolve that this version of ourselves is not going to carry us in the stretch. Some of the most monumental and transformational portraits and pictures that we've ever seen were developed in the darkroom. The athletes, the critical thinkers, the innovators, the actors that we praise and follow by the millions. We love what they do in public, but we don't know the story behind the glory. We don't know the blood, the sweat, the tears, the prayers that they cry, the countless weeks where they went without sleep to get where they are. If you want to fulfill your destiny, if you want to manifest, if you want to walk in discipline and determination, then it's time to disappear. Are you willing to forsake all distractions? Can you hide yourself in the library, in the gym, in the boardroom, and plan and carcass and do what's required behind the scenes in order to manifest the moment? We have this passion to be in the public eye, but no patience to do the work behind the scenes. Stop telling the world what you're about to do. Do the work in secret and then release it to the world. We only have so much real estate in our minds and hearts, so much bandwidth in our mental capacity. The more distractions, delusions, and negativity that we allow to take up real estate in our hearts and minds, the less energy we have to fulfill our call, to fulfill our destiny, to manifest our idea. So let's navigate and do an appraisal of everything that's in our life. Everything and everybody in our life has to be worth our time. It's time to disappear, to fall back into the dark room, and focus on you. And when you come out, all eyes will be on you, and you'll shock the world. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you're looking for the key to success, then you won't want to miss the video at the top. It's packed with valuable insights and practical tips that can help you achieve your goals and unlock your full potential. And if you're serious about succeeding, then you won't want to leave without